Hey and welcome to my first Hypercar Driving Academy guide for Assetto Corsa EVO. To start off with, in this car it does have launch control, so hold the brake and be in first gear, full throttle, and then drop the brake as the lights go out and we should be good. You'll get a lot of wheel spin, but the traction control will save you. Now for this first bend you want to be positioned around where that green arrow is. It's not necessary to go all the way out to the outside and go too narrow and you'll have to turn too much. About this point you want to keep note of that crest right there. You see as the road drops away, you want to be dropping off throttle as we get to that point and do not shift up to 6th gear, otherwise you'll go into a slide. From where we are to the braking point, we're keeping off throttle and just coasting in. We're cutting up to where that green line is, go too wide and you'll end up too wide on exit. We're looking for those cones, that's our braking reference, and it really depends on how much speed you're carrying here as to where you'll start braking. In this case, I'm braking just before where those cones were. Don't brake all the way on the outside of the track because it's very slippery out there that I've found, so brake a little bit towards the inside and then come straight towards the apex where I am here. For this turn we're going to have a very deep double apex. We're going to come to the apex right here at the start of the turn, and in this case running very deep into the turn, turning the wheel a lot, making sure we're not going all the way out to the white line there, and we're straightening our car up for the exit so we can have a nice straight line, or a straight-ish line, for when we get back on throttle, compared to taking a tighter line through that turn and having to turn a lot when we get back on throttle. At this point we want to be as straight as possible, and we will have to turn to the right a little bit here, and as we turn with the throttle applied, the rear will want to flicker, and we definitely don't want too much slide in here, so be careful. I am actually using a little bit of the flick here to help rotate me nicely into this turn and balance the car the way I want to. As we're braking into this turn, don't get onto that outside curb, it's too slippery out there, so stay on the tarmac, and then trailing the brake, carrying a bit of speed through here. Don't touch the inside curb, of course, there's less grip there, but come close to the curb. There might actually be a little bit more grip going a bit wider, but I find it's not really worth it having to go wider and take longer to get around the turn. On exit, avoid the curb if you can, but to be honest, that curb right there, carrying your speed out there, it doesn't end your run. It is a bit slippery though and will cost you a little bit of time. So keep on the tarmac as much as you can. All the curbs are slippery and will ultimately give you a slower time in the end. I hope the guide's been helpful. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play through the whole run again without any interruptions, so thank you all for watching and I'll see you in the next one.